Well, so I prepared a text because I have a lot of things to say. So first, thank you all for joining us tonight for this celebration of film and friendship. It's the end of the semester, and some of the people here, they're very enthusiastic to start the break. So before we start with this projection, I would like to thank first Tyler. Tyler make it possible just to get us together, and one way or another we have one connection with Tyler. And also I would like to thank Da Vinci Art Alliance. I would like to thank especially to Sam and Mayra.
Thank you.
This is a wonderful space, so at certain point we want to support or help with this space. That's the opportunity. So they gave us the opportunity to showcase the work of these 17, but the 17 are not here already, but 17 remarkable individuals I have the pleasure of working with over the last month in the moving image and sound class at Tiger. So their backgrounds come from painting, illustration and emerging media, glass, fibers, materials, media studies and production, and also photography. That's where we were hosting the class this year. Their names are Sela, Eric Criden, Carolina Davidson, Jamie DeLuca, Isabella Drescher, Lindsay Close, Ava Greenbaum, Maddox Ingle, Maddox is there, Maddox is man, Ingrid Koppisch, Eva Morgan, Zachary Norris, Lily Novak, Gabrielle Santaniello, Jack Squeri, and the wonderful grads, Mary, Champagne, Nabil, Navid, and Maximilian Boyce. You're the best. Thank you for the food. The food is there. So, also I would like to introduce you to these wonderful musicians that we have here. We have three great people. Two of them were in the class. One is one of my great friends, Yi. So, Ingrid is from Philadelphia and is currently pursuing a DFA in sculpture at Tyler. She makes sculptures, dances, performances, puppets, videos, and sound pieces. She explores object sanctity, friendship, modes of care, intimacy, ritual, and religion in her work. She enjoys taking long walks and collecting objects and images, which informs her practice and wisdom. Thank you. And we have Jack. Jack Squeri is a visual artist, filmmaker, and musician, currently studying at Philadelphia, where he will receive his BFA from Temple University in 2026. He sustains a research-based practice, casting ideas inspired by ecocentric and egalitarian thought into the future. Through slow cultivation and endurance-based processes, Squeri places his work in opposition to the automated extractive systems of the day, returning to quiet listening and care as guiding principles for his practice. Thank you, Jack. And finally, a dear friend, who is our guest composer tonight, Gianna Santucci. Gianna is an interdisciplinary artist and general noisemaker from Merritt Island, Florida, currently based in Philadelphia. Her work engaged the intersecting spheres of militarized sound, subculture, transmission, and rhythm. Recent performances include New Year, Spatial at Friedman Gallery, Philadelphia at Thunderberg Hall, and the Low Tech Electronics Fair at Charles Library. Thank you very much. Thank you for your friendship and for being here, helping all these guys. Thank you. And about the projection. The projection name is 17 Frames. Inspired by the work of Stan Brakhage and Norman McLaren, these 17 experimental films form a 25-minute compilation of paint and scratch 16mm film. They incorporate phytograms made with plants from Tyler's Dye Garden, and I would like to thank Lydon for your help. Lydon was the best, helping and supporting us collecting plants in Tyler, as well as archival footage from the 1931 educational film Plant Traps, featuring pitcher plants and sand dunes. Each of the 17 films stands on its own, yet they also function as a unified whole. The visual abstractions explore themes of life and death, engaging in a dialogue with music performed live. An experience unique to this moment and impossible to repeat. Please get comfortable and enjoy the film.
During the last ice, and so there developed. We've once covered Canada 1,000 years ago. Continental ice sheet on what little time left. All that remain of a great yield and retreat between fifth in our northern states, Michigan. Dangerous exploration. Causing the draft is suggested by fluids produced from hundreds of tiny glands that carpet the inside surface of the leaf. Or the trap. 3 on each side. Notice that one stimulus does not cause the trap to close. It's necessary to touch the same air twice to get action. Now let me explore the inside of one of these traps and see the trigger gears. There are usually 6 of them. Suspicious by nature. And the other. This truly remarkable mechanism. She fears that something. Views of the closing trap were taken at normal camera speed. Than those deprived of insect prey. Bobby's bark found the Venus flytrap, perhaps the most remarkable of all insect nests. Each leaf is folded in a center, and the edges bear long teeth. One gets the impression of a steel trap slowly opening. Jack? This caused him to wonder how found that when he placed on the outer. Catchers of the bog jungle have green leaves. And so they manufacture their own carbohydrate food materials like other green plants. What? Importance of the elaborate mechanisms for trapping insects. Although this is too big a question to answer in a few seconds, it should be remembered that these plants grow in boggy places, where available nitrogen and minerals are scarce or lacking. Presumably, the plants get such substances from the insects they catch. Darwin and these are extremely small insects being fascinated by these little plants. Of the sun. About to happen, and it's not. Fortunately for Tilly, she fell off before she fell in. But she never seems to learn. Watch her scoot through this one and out the other end. Effective when the trap closes. Hard work. This seems to confuse the Japanese. and other medium-sized insects cannot get out of the Venus light. By the acid mucilage poured out by the glistening glands. Hours are here compressed into 40 seconds on the spool. The insect is brought to the center of the leaf, the action becomes slower. It is brought into the center of the leaf, and its digestion And so we leave them. Is by time-lapse photography, so that growth is here speeded up about 7,000 times. Sensitive tentacles, capped by droplets of clear mucilage that shine in the sunlight like dew. The movement of the leaves and their tentacles has been recorded. Active traps of the pitcher plant to explore further the jungle and to discover the sundew. The plant so called because its tiny leaves bear hundreds of and now a raw hamburger. To a very small dog, while the time-lapse camera records. Each leaf is alive, pulsating, beautifully. To feed one of these tiny leaves a piece of raw meat half the size of a grain of rice is like giving a 20-pound chunk of beef. Sensitive creation. Directing insects to their doom. A field of stiff, big place for its visitors. But now the trap. It only squeezes them tighter as they struggle to escape. But the Japanese, these people with a hardy trouble, are strong as a fighter.
I don't know if you can see